honestly.
Captain Jeralt? It is you! Goodness,
Yeah, I
it's
know
been
it hasn't
ages.
aged because you.
Don't you recognize me?
Huh?
It's Alois, your old right-hand man. Well, that's how I always thought of myself anyway. Oh, it must have been 20 years ago that you went missing without a trace. I always knew
Yeah,
you
sure
were
you
still
did.
alive.
You haven't changed a bit, Alois. Just as loud as ever. And drop that captain nonsense. I'm not your captain
Yeah.
anymore. These days, I'm just a wandering mercenary. One who has work to do. Goodbye, old friend.
Right. Goodbye, Captain. Wait, that isn't how this ends. I insist that you return to the monastery with me.
Garreg Mach Monastery.
Yeah.
I suppose this was inevitable.
And how about you, kid? Are you the captain's child?
Yeah.
Is that so? Well, physical differences aside, your mannerisms do remind me of the captain. I'd love for you to see the monastery too. You will join me, won't you?
Making it sound like I have a choice.
What's troubling you, Captain? You aren't about to run off again, are you?
Even I wouldn't dare run from the Knights of Seiros.
Knights of Seiros? They do seem rather skilled.
Yeah, she's gonna be around, buddy.
Ah, it seems your presence is required. Get going.
I appreciate your help back there. Your skill is beyond question. You're clearly an experienced mercenary. And your father, that would be Jeralt, the Bladebreaker? Former captain of the Knights of Seiros, oft praised as the strongest knight to ever live. Have I missed anything?
Yeah, you didn't know that.
How curious. I'd wager the explanation.
You kept
to that
it a
is
secret.
Fascinating indeed.
Hey, you are coming with us to the monastery, right? Of course you are. I'd love to bend your ear as we travel. Oh, I should mention that the three of us are students of the Officers' Academy at Garreg Mach Monastery. We were doing some training exercises when those bandits attacked. I definitely got the worst of it.
That would be because you ran off.
Too true. I was the first to make a strategic retreat. Everything would have worked out if these two hadn't followed me and
Sure,
ruined
Claude.
everything. Because of them, every single one of those bandits chased after us. Utterly ridiculous.
Ah, so that's what you were thinking, Claude. And here I thought you were acting as a decoy for the sake of us all.
His intentions were as clear as day. You will prove a lacking ruler if you cannot see the truth behind a person's words.
You will prove a lacking ruler yourself if you look for deceit behind every word and fail to trust those whom you rely on.
Oh, joy. A royal debate between their highnesses. I wonder how being completely predictable affects one's ability to wield power. Personally, as the embodiment of distrust,
Yeah.
I'd say your little exchange smacks of naivete.
Me, naive. Tell me, are you actually incapable of keeping quiet, or is your lack of self-awareness a condition of some sort?
In any case, forgive our digression. I must speak with you if you can spare a moment. The way you held your ground against the bandits' leader was captivating. You never lost control of the situation. It showed me I still have much to learn.
Your skill is precisely why I must ask you to consider lending your services to the Empire. I might as well tell you now, I am no mere student. I am also the Adrestian Empire's...
Halt, Edelgard. Please allow me to finish my own proposition. The Holy Kingdom of Fargus is in dire need of exceptional individuals like yourself. Please, do consider returning to the kingdom with me.
Whoa there, you two sure are hasty. Trying to recruit someone you just met. Tactless, really. I was personally planning to develop a deep and lasting friendship on our journey back to the monastery before begging for favors. But it seems there's no time for niceties in this world. So, capable stranger, let's get right to it. Where does your allegiance lie?
It seems one's place of birth is quite significant to them. Yet they are so impressed by you that you may take your pick. Well,
If I had to pick one, I'd But that's par for the
Well,
course for the
if you
route
enter
that I'm
Alliance, I
picking,
suppose
so it
I'm
really
obligated
doesn't.
to be happy.
All right, that's enough with the small talk. It's time to head back to the monastery.
Looks like we'll have to pick this up another
Yep.
time.
Nah.
They are in such a hurry.
Yes,
Now,
yes, they are.
Which of the three is most unique?
I barely want to talk about the games today. I don't. I barely want to even. I just want to forget that the games happened, personally. I just want to forget that they ever happened. Michigan losing to quite possibly the worst state Penn
Yes, I thought the same.
to quite possibly the worst Penn State team that they've ever put forward.
Was here. I may be sleeping, but
Where?
Part 1. White Clouds. Great Tree Moon. 3 houses. The icy winds of the Agma Mountains have begun to scatter, and the verdant fields once again spring to life across Fodlan, heralding the start of a new year. As they celebrate the dawning year, the people pray that they may realize their full potential, just as a tiny sprout hopes to one day grow into a great tree. The continent of Fodlan, said to be protected by a revered goddess, has existed since time immemorial. 3 ruling powers now control the land. In the south lies a region long held by a more than 1,000-year-old dynasty, the
That's
Adrestian
where Edelgard
Empire.
resides.
Beyond its borders, to the frigid north, is the home of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, ruled by the royal family and its knights. To the east, a league of nobles that heeds no king nor emperor rules what is called the Leicester Alliance. Once consumed by a tempest of
Yeah,
war
but that's
and
gonna get
turmoil,
tested. It never.
Fodlan,
Things like that
these
never
3 mighty
last.
powers now exist in relative harmony.
This will be your first time at the monastery. I'd be happy to show you around.
It really is Fodlan in a nutshell. The good and the bad.
Like it or not, we'll be there soon enough. There it is. Garreg Mach Monastery.
Yeah, so this place is the essential centerpiece of the game, mind you. Yeah, it's loud as hell. But, yeah.
Ray is here.
I wonder, did the flow of time bring you here?
It's been years since I've last set eyes on this place. To be forced to see her now,
Yeah, that's...
I've never spoken of this to you before.
Yeah, we knew that.
Many years ago, I was a knight here. I reported to the Archbishop, Lady Rhea. As you know, the majority of folks in Fodlan are devout followers of the teachings of Seiros. The leader of that ridiculously large religious organization is the Archbishop, Lady Rhea.
Thank you for your patience, Jeralt. My name is Seteth. I am an advisor to the Archbishop.
Right. Hello.
It has been a long time, Jeralt. I wonder, was it the will of the goddess that we have another chance meeting like this?
Forgive my silence all these years. Much has happened since we last spoke.
So I see. The miracle of fatherhood has blessed you. That is your child, is it not?
Yes. Born many years after I left this place. I wish I could introduce you to the mother of my child, but I'm afraid we lost her to illness.
I see. My condolences. As for you, I heard of your valiant efforts from Alois. What is your name?
I'll go with that.
A fine name indeed. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for saving those students of the Officers' Academy. Jeralt, you already know what it is I wish to say, do you not?
Yeah.
You want me to rejoin the Knights of Seiros, don't you? I won't say no, but...
Your apprehension stings. I had expected that Alois would have already asked this of you. I must step away for now, but I expect they will desire a word with you soon. Please listen carefully to what they have to say. Until tomorrow, farewell.
I can't believe it. Forced back into the Knights of Seiros. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Looks like I'll be stuck here for a while. And I'm afraid your services are requested as well. Nothing like that. They want you to teach, by the sound of it. You heard those brats earlier talking about the Officers' Academy, right? The Academy just happens to be short a professor. And apparently that damned Alois went and recommended you to Lady Rhea.
So, you must be the new professor. My, how stern and handsome you are.
No. I'm not the one you're looking for. You can handle things from here. Good luck. And watch out for Lady Rhea. I don't know what she's thinking making you a professor like this. She may be up to something. Stay on your guard.
Oh, it's you then? So young.
Competence and age are not necessarily correlated, as you well know. I am Hanneman.
He is such a ballbuster. I love it.
At the Officers' Academy. I wonder if you bear a crest of your own. When next you have a moment to spare, I insist that you pay me a visit so we can delve into the subject further.
I'm Manuela. I'm a professor, a physician, a songstress, and available. It's nice to meet you. I look too pretty for that line of work, do I? But yes, when I'm not teaching, I can be found in the infirmary. If you're ever lonely, please do come and pay me a visit. I would love to.
Spare our colleague the needless chatter, Manuela. Now then, it seems you'll be taking charge of one of the Academy's 3 houses. I expect you haven't yet been briefed on the nature of each, have you?
Do you really not know? Fine. I'll do you a favor and explain. The Officers' Academy is comprised of 3 houses of students, each of which is closely affiliated with its region of origin. The Black Eagle House is for students from the Adrestian Empire. Their house leader this year is Edelgard, the Imperial Princess. who is in line to be the next emperor.
Empress, you mean?
The Blue Lion House is for students from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Their house leader this year is Prince Dimitri. He is to be the next king of Fargus.
Lastly, there is the Golden Deer House, which is for students of the Leicester Alliance.
At least they pronounced that right.
Grandson to Duke Regan, the leader of the Alliance.
To think that the next emperor, king, and sovereign duke are all here. It certainly is a promising year for the Academy.
I'll say. I just hope none of those little treasures cause any trouble.
Quite. For now, I suggest taking a stroll around the Academy to get your bearings. And when you've a moment, please stop by my research laboratory.
The old man has a point. Oh, and keep in mind that I've only notified the house leaders that you're our new professor. It's more fun that way. I suggest you try spending time with the students. Some odd ducks in that bunch, but they're good kids. I'm sure Lady Rhea will have more information for you tomorrow, but that should get you going. Good luck. You'll need it.
Have you no intention of changing your mind, Rhea? Appointing a stranger, a child no less, as a professor at our esteemed academy is...
I have made my decision, Sedith. I know worrying comes naturally to you, but there is truly no need. That stranger is Jeralt's flesh and blood, after all.
I can't say that's all too comforting. How trustworthy is this Jeralt character? Is he not the man who went missing after the Great Fire 21 years ago? I would remind you that Flayn is now here with us as well. I beg of you, please consider whether this is an unnecessary risk.
Sedith, they have my trust. Let that be enough for you as well. More importantly, I have received a report from Shamir. I am increasingly concerned about a matter regarding our suspicious individual. We cannot ignore those who harbor ill will toward the church, especially if they are frequenting Garreg Mach.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, that matter is of great importance as well.
But I've said this a couple times. I'm not going to go too deep into spoilers, just because.
I pray that nothing occurs to shake that confidence.
This will give you like this little grandioso entry to the game. I like this. I like all the characters in this house. I see all sorts of chances for plundering afoot. Yeah, no one on the Black Eagle seems all that smart, if you will.
Of course. I assume you are already aware that you will be teaching here at the Officers' Academy.
I know that.
To start, Please speak with the 3 house leaders. You should also take a look around the academy and acquaint yourself with your new home. That is your first task here at the monastery. Please let me know if you accept it. Once you have finished...
Well, I was already going to do it anyway.
May I ask a favor of you?
Of course. You can't warp around yet. I think you have to like give access to everyone in the monastery? Or in Garreg, yeah. That's how you run. This is all basic stuff. I'm gonna try to be more informal to this game because never understood why they have people like this in heels. It seems like that would be such a hindrance.
To the Empire. I never properly introduced myself, did I? My name is Edelgard von Hresbalk. I am the princess and heir
Yeah, we know. We already know that.
I wonder if you'll be tasked with leading the Black Eagles. I hope you've had a chance to meet everyone. Would you like to know more about any of the Black Eagles?
Sure. But
Me? Well, some think I'm a bit distant. Arrogant, even. But there's little to be done. One day, I must rise to become Adrestia's next emperor. What else?
I would say why does no one use
personalities?
Why does no one use the proper terms? Empress! Empress! I mean, come on! Well, it's a technical thing, but...
He has served me since I was a child. You may think his blood runs a bit cold, but... actually, that's rather accurate. Still, if you can get past that, you'll see he's quite astute and reasonable.
Define astute and reasonable, lady.
For some reason, he thinks of me as a bitter rival and is always trying to challenge me. It's terribly irritating. His house is that of Duke Ire, which produces Adrestia's prime ministers. That family is, perhaps, too pleased with its own status.
It's to be expected, that position, I suppose.
He's remarkably intelligent, but he only wishes to apply himself to tasks that particularly interest him. And nothing else.
Well, that's one of those things you just gotta get out of people just by maturing.
Napping. If he had any work ethic or sense of duty,
I like how his ability is so fitting of his personality. I didn't even notice that the first time I did this game.
He's the second son of Count Bergliez. He has no inheritance in his future, which is perhaps why he's always so eager to prove himself. He's overly energetic and rushes headfirst into any battle. If he ends up in your care, be sure to keep a close eye on him.
And here is the waifu.
Farley's only daughter. I suppose you could say she's a bit eccentric.
More like, sheltered?
I believe she's shut herself away in her quarters and doesn't care to leave, but don't worry. I'll make sure she finds her way to class.
I would say sheltered is the better word.
Few commoners have joined the Black Eagle House, but Dorothea is an exception. She's a songstress from a famous opera company in the Empire. I'm not entirely sure what brought her to the Officers' Academy.
It's a good question. But she's one of the better mages in the game, actually. I got a lot of use of her in my later runs.
Bridget is a vassal state of the Empire, which is how she came to be enrolled here. She's incredibly smart and studious.
She kind of talks like, what's her face, though? Athena. Okay, so that's that house.
Yes. Pardon me.
Yeah, it gives the, Let's, I guess, go to these guys first. If we gotta go to the house I'm not going to be joining first. So I've already made my decision. I'm obviously gonna pick the Golden Deer. They're my favorite house, my favorite characters in the game.
I am
with a lot of my favorites.
Crown Prince of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Of course,
yeah.
At the Academy, I am simply a student. And I've heard word that you are to become a professor here. Delightful news. I still have much to learn, but I'm confident I could benefit greatly from your guidance. In any case, welcome to the monastery. I hear you're investigating the different houses here. Did any of the blue lions catch your attention?
Yeah, I want to learn about you too.
Me? Oh, please forgive me. It's difficult
That's
to
fine.
open up on the spot, don't you think? I'm afraid my story has not been a pleasant one. I do hope that doesn't color your view of me, but I understand if that can't be helped.
It's not your fault, man. I think my favorite quote is Mewtwo from Pokemon. One of my favorite quotes is Mewtwo from Pokemon. The circumstances of one's birth are insignificant. It's what you do with the gift of life that defines who you are. It's one of my favorite quotes, actually.
Felix is the heir to House Fraldarius. He has a bit of a sharp tongue, but don't let that fool you. Deep down,
He'll be one of the people I'll be recruiting as well. So don't worry, Dimitri, your house is not going to have him for very long. Well, depending on how quickly I can get Bernadetta and the others recruited.
He's the adoptive son of Lord Lenato of Castle Gaspar, but I hear he was born a commoner. He has an extremely earnest personality, so I'm certain he will approach your lectures with great enthusiasm.
Probably.
Sylvain is the heir to House Gautier. He is a capable person who highly values his friends. That said, well, he's always been a bit of a...
He's the sane of this game. There's always one of those characters who's like sane.
I speak with him
from
but it doesn't seem to help.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being blunt, man. Nothing wrong.
I hear she was born to imperial nobility, but a twist of fate brought her to the kingdom. She may seem carefree on the surface, but she's actually a kind soul who pays careful attention to everyone around her. Annette is Baron Dominic's niece. She is a talented student who scored extremely high marks at the Royal School of Sorcery. She's cheerful and hardworking. Brilliant, really. Though she can be a bit oblivious at times. I hear she caused an explosion in the kitchen last night.
Hey, don't be
Ingrid is
don't be
Count
flashing things
Galatier's
around there
daughter.
like it's real.
She is also a childhood friend of Felix, Sylvain, and myself. She is diligent, industrious, and principled. In truth, she is more knightly than most knights you will ever meet.
Alright, so now we'll go meet the characters that we'll get to know the most, because they're going to be the house that we were talking about.
Scored a teaching gig here, did you? Talk about a great first impression. I guess that means I'd better introduce myself properly. I'm Claude Von Regan. I'm from the ruling house of the Leicester Alliance, but don't worry too much about all that madness. I'm guessing you don't know which class you'll be teaching yet, do you? I bet you'd like ours. We're not as difficult as the other two. Have you met the folks from the Golden Deer House yet? Care to know more about anyone?
Okay, you?
Piqued your interest, have I? As luck would have it, I'm pretty curious about you as well. But what's life without a bit of mystery? Let's just spend the next year or so learning about each other little by little. He's the heir of Gloucester territory. If you haven't already picked up on it, he's a bit arrogant and fancies himself a ladies' man. That said, deep down he's really devoted and honest. Though I wouldn't mind never hearing him talk about his noble obligations ever again.
I think we all mind that one, man.
He comes from a merchant family, but his parents died in an accident. Seems like he's had a rough life. Despite all that, he's just about the most cheerful guy you'll ever meet. His passions are training, eating, and... actually, that's about it.
Yeah, it sounds about right. But don't take that away from the fact that later on you find out that this guy...
He's the second son of
this
a
guy
merchant
is an
family.
absolute
Since his
unit.
brother
You'll
won't
see, as you'll see
inherit
later on.
business, he's training to become a knight. If you ask me, it doesn't seem like he truly wants to be a knight. He's probably just doing it to please his parents.
That's not the way to do things, not the way to live life.
Lysitthia is the daughter of Count Ordelia, and is probably the youngest student here.
She's also got probably one of the most
like
tragic backstories in
As
Fire
for
Emblem
me,
history.
I do it
More on
purpose.
that later.
You have to make your own fun in this place, you know? Marianne is Margrave Edmund's daughter, and that's pretty much all I know about her. She doesn't interact much with other students, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of folks here have never even heard her speak. Hilda is the only daughter of Duke Goneril. It seems her father and brother coddle her quite a bit. If you look up lazy in the dictionary, her picture won't be there because she never got around to submitting it. Not too unusual for a noble, I guess.
That's very true.
Leonie enrolled because she wants to be a mercenary.
She's also Jeralt's #1 fan. Like, if there was a fan club, she'd be at the head of it.
And as stingy as they come. A habitual saver, too. I think she's hoping to repay her village for helping to send her here.
Alright.
I appreciate your effort.
That's the first quest. First of many. Yeah. We're just gonna go back. There's nothing else really to do.
How are you enjoying your time at the Academy thus far? I hope you have found our halls brimming with the vitality of well-intentioned souls.
I suppose it is time for you to take charge of one of our 3 houses of students. I must note that I am personally against entrusting someone as lacking in trackable history as yourself with such a task. But it is as the Archbishop desires.
The Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, and the Golden Deer. All
It's weird to know that she's voiced by Veronica Taylor.
You've made it a point to get to know.
Thankfully, I haven't heard
Since you are
Ash
here,
or went to the
I
Ash
decided to
voice,
allow
which
you
is a
first
good
hit.
thing. Yeah, she has a wide
Manuela
range.
and I will take charge of the remaining 2 houses.
If you've seen the GP Legend anime, she's also Lisa Brilliant in that one. Okay.
So you have chosen the Golden Deer led by Claude, correct?
Yes. Obviously.
Your heart has made its choice then. All I ask is that you guide these open minds with virtue, care, and sincerity.
They are all promising youths who bear the weight of Fodlan's future upon their shoulders. I hope you appreciate what an honor it is to lead them.
Brother? Oh, I am so sincerely sorry. I did not mean to interrupt.
I'm in the middle of something, Flame. Is it urgent?
No, it's nothing. More importantly, who is this?
This is our newest professor at the Academy.
Oh my! A new addition to the Officers' Academy! I am so very pleased to meet you, Professor. I am Sedith's little sister, Flame. I am so happy to make your acquaintance.
Let us focus on the topic at hand. There is something you should be aware of. In a few days' time, there will be a mock battle between the 3 houses, intended to gauge the current progress of the students. We will be using this battle as an opportunity to ascertain your own abilities as well. Please do not disappoint.
We have no intention of doing that, Seth.
That is all.
None at all.